do an audio test on Twitch? Yeah, Twitch I do. I don't have.
Is the link live?
It is live right now. And then I'll end it once we.
Oh, you got it? So then you can tell us we can hear. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Wow, I can hear myself on a delay. Wow, I can hear myself on a delay. I can hear myself in the cans on a delay. I can hear myself in the cans on a delay. I can hear myself in the cans on a delay.
Mic is on. Can you hear him talk?
Can you hear me talking? Can you hear me? Yes? Can you hear me talking? Now I just gotta figure out how to not hear myself talk myself back. Now I just gotta figure out how to not hear myself talk myself back. Now I just gotta figure out how to not hear myself talk myself back. Hello, hello. Hi, how are you doing? You can still hear me? Hi, how are you doing? But I. You can still hear me? Hi, how are you doing? But I.
Okay.
Still hear me? But wait, before you turn it off, I want you to hear this. But wait, before you turn it off, I want you to hear this. But wait, before you turn it off, I want you to hear this. Say a couple words and then listen.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
You should be able to hear yourself like 5 seconds later. You should be able to hear yourself like 5 seconds later.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
Some sort of loop being created. So if I'm on here, you can hear me, right?
I can.
So if I'm on here, you can hear me, right?
I can.
See how we can hear that delay twice, or that? See how we can hear that delay twice, or that?
I wonder if the gain is so high, it's picking me up over there twice.
So if we have it like at this volume, is that like at this volume?
So it went down a little bit.
Hmm?
So it went down a little bit.
But the delay still happens.
Right, but its audible tone went down. Like its volume.
Right, but its audible tone went down.
Like its volume.
Right.
So it's doing some sort of weird looping somewhere. It's doing some sort of weird looping somewhere.
Yeah, because you talk, it's the mic, and then it's the end of the
Yeah. But even if I'm far away from you, so you can't hear. But even if I'm far away from you, can only hear from there. You can only hear from there. So something else is giving us a loop. Something else is giving us a loop. It's like I'm getting the return that's going back into the Twitch. I'm getting the return that's going back into the Twitch. Like that.
Let's see. Let's see. No, it's still there. No.
Is there any reason that you think you might need my phone to get back into Twitch, or you think we're good? No, I'm not gonna worry about it. But I did need a big fat marker. Aha.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Yeah, it's still that way.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
I think you might have done it. I think you might have done it. Nope, we're going to state.
There's still an
Nope,
echo.
we're going to state.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Getting better.
Test 1 2. Go ahead and say something.
I will go ahead and say something. I will use these words. Hey, look at that.
Well, can you hear it on yours?
Can you hear us on the Twitch now?
Can you hear us talking on there, or is it super low?
How's that sound? We got audio. We got audio. Do we have audio? Audio going out to the Twitch stream. Can you hear us talking on the microphones? 1 and 2 and 3. Are you picking us up? Sounds good.
Volume, though? Do you have to
Do you want us to be hotter?
device way up?
I sound good right here?
Okay. I mean, really, we only need one of us.
Well, we're going to need it eventually for both, so. And I'm not peaking. It's not too loud. That's good right there. Good. No feedback. Sounds good. Awesome. Yes. All right. All right. Sounds good. That's excellent news. All right, roller derby fans, welcome to the 2025 Westerns, hosted by the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby here in Denver, Colorado. My name is Captain Motorboater. We're going to open up this contest this weekend, this excitement, with Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 Fight Club, taking on Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Rocky Mountain in black, Elevated Roller Derby in white. First, we're going to meet the host team, Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Number 1, Pink Flamingo. Number 11, Oive Maria. Number 22, Peach Clobber. Number 3, Zoom Bayou. Number 4, Sweet Cyanide. Six, Lilo and Stitches. Number 7, Hannah Smash Tana. 71 is Chai Kilski. 716, Slim Skady. Number 67, Fiona Grapple. Violet Assault, number 901. 91, Abina. 9707 is Batass. And number 99 is Make You Pay. And now for Elevated Roller Derby. Number 10, Banff. Number 11, Killer Queen. 1226 is Rekka. 1313, Horchata Madams. Horticia Madams, not Horchata. What am I saying? Number 15, Harley Darlin. Number 187, Doom de Doom. Number 21, Agatha Crispy. 212 is Lots of Balls. Number 321 is Rocket. Number 329, Triple Axel. 34, Fighting Girlfriend. Number 414, Lost in Your Thighs. Number 45, Nikki Six Shooter. Number 505 is going to be Swearin' Marie. 529, Fern Spike. Number 80, Meep Meep. Number 9, Kells Inferno. 909 is Tsunami. And 999 is Amanda Jamadinya. We have skating and non-skating officials. Want to introduce Stack Trace, Snarkamedes, Ultraviolet Blue, Speedster, Gay of Reckoning, Lizard Beth, Sonar, Princess Pow Pow, and Civil War. Our skating officials, Margie Ram, Primeval, Milk and Cookies, Cat Sargent, Ruth Slater Ginsburg, Dr. Screech, Malicious Compliance, and Battlin'. All right, as you can see, we are just inside a minute until derby time. Again, I am Captain Motorboater. I'll be with you all weekend long with a host of other amazing talents on the microphone. For this first one, it's just me by my lonesome. We'll be doing the stream here at the Roller Dome for Westerns 2025. One of my announcing partners you'll get to talk to later today, Chai Kilski, actually playing for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Always doing all the things Chai Kilski. We are 15 seconds away from the start of game number 1, Westerns 2025. I hope everybody's having a great day out in Roller Derby fan land. It is just about derby time. We got the officials having that last minute conversation before we get this rolling. Make sure everybody's got their P's and Q's in order. Inside pack refs, outside pack refs, jam refs, head ref. Everyone's got a job to do in there to make sure that everyone's squared away on what we're going to get done. All right. Everyone's getting in position.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, thank you.
Next whistle's going to start the jam in 5 seconds, and we will kick off Westerns 2025. Jamming for Rocky Mountain, Peach Clobber. Not in a position to see the numbers, so I can't tell you who each jammer is going to be until they get around to me over here in turn 2. But I do know that Peach Clobber does have lead jam for Rocky Mountain to start off. Fight Club in a position to put points on the board already. Meet Me, number 80 in white, is jamming for Elevated Roller Derby. Meet Me wearing brand new skates. Those boots first put on today as a tragic boot blowout happened at the last practice for Meet Me. So some trepidation on how they were going to perform on those skates today, but a couple of jams in and they'll probably forget all about it. .280 Fight Club, and we are underway. Pink Flamingo now on the jam line for Rocky Mountain. Elevated Roller Derby. Looks like my predictive text isn't going to work, but it looks like 4-1-4 Lost in Your Thighs jamming for Elevated. Pink Flamingos crushed right to the inside. Plenty of room right around the apex. Here goes Lost in Your Thighs, lead jammer. Elevated now in control. Star Pass. Oive Maria now jammer on record for Rocky Mountain. Quick four roll put together to slow down and Lost in Your Thighs. Chipped off to the inside. Nice block there by the board for white. Shutout for Rocky Mountain. 8-2, jam number 3. .27 minutes to go in the period. Yeah, 5-on-5 action as the whistle blows and the skaters roll. Bunch packed right at the jam line. Everyone's going lateral. We got a lead jammer, has been declared. Looks like Banff is lead jammer for Elevated. Fiona Grapple trying to find some space around the outside of the apex. Looks like able to get through. Initial pass complete for Rocky Mountain. Here comes Banff on the inside. Spins through the apex. Aerial assault. Back block on their own skater by Fiona Grapple. Banff for 4 points. Both skaters now around turns 1 and 2 come in contact with the pack. Hips taps by Banff, so that's going to call off the by 2 skaters. We're going to timeout for Rocky Mountain. Not a bad call. 13-10 is the score, just 26 minutes left in period number 1. We got this timeout. Allows me to give you guys some exciting information. We like to call them sponsor reads, all the fine folks that make it possible for us to be able to do this amazing roller derby tournament-y stuff. We're going to start with our partners and volunteer sponsors. Beehive Skates, since 2024, Beehive Skates. Skate Shop has been supporting skaters of all styles and experience levels in Denver and beyond. Located just 4 blocks away, Beehive is your friendly neighborhood skate shop. Come see what the buzz is all about, and make sure to use the discount code BESTERNS for 10% off if you're local here in the Denver area or online through the weekend. So you're not limited to Stearns. All right, whistle has blown. Timeout is officially over. Again, Rocky Mountain down 2. Chykilski, one of the 2 blockers on the track. Hannah smashed Hannah, the other blocker. When we trying to find, we got a jammer penalty. Lucas Balls in the box. Power jam time for Rocky Mountain. Already got their initial pass complete. Now Sweet Cyanide on the power jam with Rocky Mountain. 4 points up on the board during this power jam. Full complement of blockers for both sides back on the track. Only one jammer in the box from Elevated. To 10. 25 minutes to go. Power start for Rocky Mountain as they called that jam off, trapping the Elevated jammer in the penalty box. Full complement of blockers for both sides. Quick power start. Peach Clobber looking for some space on the inside, but a nice shutting of said door by the captain from Elevated. But after much contention and battle, Peach Clobber lead jammer. Lots of balls back on the track, coming out of the penalty box, looking for initial pass. Well rested, didn't really get much time on the track in the last jam, so lots of balls through on the initial pass. Peach Clobber battling going into turn 3, decides to call off. 23 to 10. Empty penalty box, 5 on 5, 80 wheels on the track. Fiona Grapple jamming for Rocky Mountain. Meep, meep on the line. Elevated roller derby. Both skaters finding it a bit challenging to get an initial pass. Really clumped up here on the inside of the front straightaway. On the outside, Peach Clobber squeaks through. That's going to be good enough for lead jammer. Meep Meep also able to get the initial pass and not very far, maybe half a track, quarter track length behind. So Fiona quickly with the attempt at an apex jump to pick up some points, but didn't stick the landing inside and called it off. So that was a 0-0, both squads. We got one blocker in the box for Elevated. Slight pack advantage for Rocky Mountain. Sweet Cyanide on the jam line once again for Rocky Mountain. Lost in her thighs. Jamming for Elevated. Sweet Cyanide lead jammer. Another blocker head to the box for Elevated. That's 2 in the box. Major pack advantage now for Rocky Mountain. Really putting the clamp down on Lost in Your Thighs. Sweet Cyanide getting instructions from the bench to give that a call. 7 points on the jam. 30 to 10 with 21:44 left to go, period number 1. Rocky Mountain chipping away, or slowly adding on to their lead. 20 points now. Peach Clobber on the jam line for Rocky Mountain. Banff jamming for Elevated. Banff's got some room on the outside, able to keep the toes in the track lead jammer. Star helmet cover is off. Clobber looking for somebody to pass to. Pivots in the box, so That's just going to keep an opportunity open for Banff to put points on the board. There's 4 right there on that pass. Everybody's got their blockers back on the track. We're going to start a nice traffic jam. Going to be in the apex of 1 and 2. Inside room was there, but quickly shut that door. Big time jam there for Banff. 6 points on the board. 14-point lead for Rocky Mountain going into what's going to be jam number 9, I believe. Whistle blows and the skaters roll. Slight pack advantage elevated. 4-3 on blocking. Pink Flamingo jamming for Rocky Mountain. Lots of balls jamming for Elevated. Pink Flamingo is the lead jammer. Star pass. Lots of balls, hands off to Kel's Inferno. Kel Inferno, lead jammer on record, is the jammer on record for Elevated. Very smooth through the apex, putting 4 on the board for Elevated. Pink Flamingo got some move on the outside. Now 2 blockers in front. Kel's Inferno again through for another 4. Now ahead 8-4 on the scoring. As Pink Flamingo decides to tap the hips, not going to continue to let the scoring onslaught happen with that control. Taking a peek to see what the additional pointage. I think we had it's like 8-8. I think we got 4-4. So my old man eyes can't see that far. 38-24 we can see with 18 minutes and 40 seconds to go into period number 1. Now it's jam number 9. Full complement of skaters. Meep on the track, jamming for Elevated. Rocky Mountain Roller Derby has Fiona Grapple on the jam line. Just as I said that, Fiona takes a shot right to the chest on the inside. Looks for more room on the outside, pushing the pack, stretching, causing a bridge situation for Elevated. Now Fiona's got 2 skaters to beat. As Hannah Smash Chana goes to the box for a penalty slot. Now we have a slight pack advantage for Elevated, but in control in lead jam. You have Fiona Grapple. Meep coming in quickly. That's going to force a quick low block at the whistle. Oive Maria got a skate out, keeping the inside of that track blocked with one leg. But that'll constitute a low block just about every time. Pink Flamingo. Oh, wait, no. Fiona Grapple. And the whistle blows and the skaters roll. Lost your thighs. Jamming for Elevated Roller Derby. Rocky Mountain Roller Derby has Sweet Cyanide, number 4 in your program. And your lead jammer, Lost in Your Thighs. Oive Maria did catch a penalty. I think they're now serving that. I don't know how they didn't serve it at the end of the last one, but in the box now. Lost in Your Thighs through for 4 and calls off the jam. A nice step through to the inside. I'll put more points up on the board. Got a lead to 10 points now. Elevated 28. Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, the 5280 Fight Club 40. So 12-point lead. 16 minutes to go. Now, both pivots are in the penalty box for each team. They both caught penalties about the same time, so they will be serving in a very similar fashion. 3 blockers aside, 1 jammer aside. One of those jammers is Peach Clobber, and the other one is the lead jammer. That's Banff. Clobber going side to side, trying to find some space, gets taken down. Looks like a back block on Banff. That is power jam time now for Rocky Mountain. Both teams got their pivots out of the penalty box and entering the track. So all things equal here, except for Clobber has not got an initial pass worked yet. There's a quick handoff to Oive Maria. That'll get things rolling from a scoring spot now for Rocky Mountain as they enjoy the last few seconds of this power jam. Oive Maria tries to find room to the inside. It gets the whole blocking team to move to the inside. That means there's plenty of room on the outside. That'll put 4 on the board for Rocky Mountain. Banff back on the track, engaged with the pack, slips right through for 4 points. Bridging out is Elevated, trying to keep Oive in the hectic part of the world, which is the apex, but able to solve that for 4 more on the board. Banff equal to the task, another 4 for Elevated. Oive with room to the outside avoids a low block for 4 points. Primeval with a side eye, saying that probably could have been a penalty. But since you tripped yourself, we'll let it go. Oive pop to the inside. Now all 3 blocker tripod to keep Oive pinched to the straightaway outside. Banff through for 4 on that score. We got a full complement of jam time. And both jammers just went out and did work. 12-12. Looks like, no, 15-12 is what we're going to get. So back to a 15-point lead for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. 5280 Fight Club clinging to this, but Elevated is pretty much step for step.
We can only give them notice.
We got the whistle blowing. 13 minutes, 50 seconds to go in period number 1. On the jam line, Pink Flamingo taking on lots of balls for Elevated. Pink Flamingo lead jammer. We've got lots of balls. Actually holding position of lead jammer. Is that what I'm seeing here? Doesn't seem that way. I think we may have just lit up. No, it is that way. Lots of balls is the lead jammer. But not anymore because they passed the star to Horticia Madams. All that for naught, though, as the jam is now over.
The 505 like white smashing it.
4 points on the Rocky Mountain scoreboard stretches the lead to 19 points, 59-40. 12 minutes, 45 seconds to go, period number 1 still intact. We have a bunch of whistles being blown. That usually indicates an official timeout. And I'm seeing the hand signals of official timeout, so I'm going to vote. It is indeed official timeout. And as you all know, if it's official and it's a timeout, and you've watched roller derby on a stream before, I'm going to start talking about a sponsor. We want to talk about the amazing Skate Rats. Skate Rats is always in town and here in the building. They're here to support Besterns, and if you need new or replacement gear, if your skates need tuned up or anything like that, come see Skate Rats. Back to action. Meep for Elevated, taking on Fiona Grapple. Fiona Grapple explodes to the outside right around 1 and 2 and gets us a lead jammer for the jam. Rocky Mountain in control. Fiona completely demolishing any attempt at blocking, putting another 4 points on the board for Rocky Mountain. Make you pay in the box for Rocky Mountain. So slight pack advantage now Elevated. Great block by Zoom Bayou. Oh. Tap the hips, call the jam. Nice little chip there to slow down any more skating by that blocker from Elevated. I didn't catch numbers, so I'll just give them credit for being awesome. You can rewind the tape and see who did it later. I know, I said tape like we're actually on a tape. Ridiculous. 71-40. It's a 31-point lead now for Rocky Mountain. The 5280 Fight Club have on the jam line Sweet Cyanide. Squaring off once again, Lost in Your Thighs, number 414 in your program for Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Number 4 in your program is Sweet Cyanide with lead jammer for Rocky Mountain. Already with a commanding 31-point lead now, Rocky Mountain hoping to take advantage as the second half of this, or maybe second third of this, the last third of this period. Let's call it that. 4 points on the board. Currently, that could change. Nope, looks like it should stay there. Excellent. I like round numbers. 35-point lead now for the 5280 Fight Club. Penalty box is clear of skaters. We have 80 wheels on the track again. 5-on-5 action. Sweet Cyanide enjoyed that so much they're going to roll again. This time squared up with Bamp from Elevated Roller Derby. Sweet Cyanide lead jammer once again. Rocky Mountain in control of this jam. Bamp able to quickly get the initial pass completed for Elevated. We'll see. Yep, the pack is going to pick up some speed a little bit coming through the apex. They did not stop at 1 and 2. So another quick 2 points that time for Rocky Mountain. 1 earned by Bamp for Elevateds. But still 2 is better than 1. The lead increases again for Rocky Mountain. Inside of 10 minutes now. Pink Flamingo for Rocky Mountain towing the jam line. Lots of balls jamming for Elevated Roller Derby. Once again, this has been a pairing that we've seen together. Last time, lots of balls picking up a penalty. See if there's a little more disciplined approach this time. Here comes some offense to help Pink. Oh, this is, I thought it was Pink Flamingo. That is Peach Clobber. Peach Clobber is your jammer for Rocky Mountain. And Peach Clobber is about to be, and is indeed, lead jammer. So lots of balls. Immediately takes off the start helmet cover and takes a peek over at Kel's Inferno, see if there's a pass opportunity. Here comes Clobber. Peeks outside. Trying to push on that side of a brace 3 wall. Or tripod, if you will. Now it's a 4-on-2 up front. Not enough action happening here, and with the star pass completed, that was the time to call it off. So Clobber gave it a whirl. Still stretching the lead to 79-41 now with 8 minutes to go in period number 1. Jam number 17 is going to feature 2 skaters. This time, I can see it is Pink Flamingo. So I don't have to make that up anymore. Tell lies to the people. Meep Meep jamming for Elevated. Pink Flamingo lead jammer. Lilo and Stitches headed to the penalty box. Slight pack advantage now for Elevated. Good work to get to the outside by Meep Meep. Pink Flamingo found some room on the inside to get 4 points on the board, and now it'll be a race to the back of the pack, and Pink will see how many points are available. Track cut is the call on Pink Flamingo. That's the risk reward there. If you stayed down on the ground, tapping the hips might have saved the call, but now you lost control of the jam, and Meep Meep has just put 4 points on the board. We got Meep Meep coming into turn 2 now. Weaving back and forth, a pack that's picking up some pace. Pink Flamingo standing in the penalty box, ready to come out. Now back on the track and engaging with the pack. We're going the full 2 minutes on this jam. Nice clear out move by Pink Flamingo to get 4 points coming right out of the box. And with some hustle, going to atone for that penalty by putting in another 4. That was fast. I think that was about maybe 4 seconds between 2 scoring passes. About 15 seconds left in the period, in the jam. Whistles are blowing all over the place. Look like Hannah smashed Tana high block penalty. And that'll be the end of the jam. Whistles are going to blow. We're getting an official review requested by Rocky Mountain. Currently the scoreboard with the clock stopped at 5 minutes and 47 seconds has the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 Fight Club ahead 95-51 over Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. We will find out what the heck is going on with this official review. But before we do that, let's make sure that you make your way on over to one of our amazing sponsors. That's Jimmy John's, our local Jimmy John's on 361 East Alameda Avenue in Denver. I want to thank you for donating officials' meals and folks that volunteering for us for Friday and Saturday. Rocky Mountain Roller Derby really appreciates the donation. Also from our good friends at Einstein Bagels. They'll be hooking up our volunteers with food and keeping everybody full of energy while we enjoy all of this roller derby action. Looks like the request by Rocky Mountain has already gone in, so the officials are reviewing and having a check to see who saw what. Hopefully we'll get a report on what was and what was not a thing. And we'll get that information to you as soon as possible.
Rocky was asking for a high block at the very end of the jam to be rescinded on block 7. The call will stand and they do not retain.
All right, I don't know if you heard that or not, but Rocky Mountain was looking at a rescinding penalty call on number 7, Hannah Smash Tana. After review, it was determined that that penalty was in fact held up, and they have lost their review for Rocky Mountain. Hannah Smash Tana remains in said penalty box, alongside 2 skaters for Elevated Roller Derby. One of those is a jammer known as Meep Meep. So that has us in a power start position for Rocky Mountain. Fiona Grapple is the jammer on record, and with 1 shot right around Hells gets you lead jammer. Kel's Inferno didn't like that shot in the face, and nor would I. Had a peek at the ref like what else could be a high block if that isn't one. But much to the chagrin, Fiona Grapple will get 4 points on the board for that pass. Meep Meep now back on the track, engages the pack. So is Hannah Smash Tana. So we've got 5-on-5 roller derby action coming into turn number 3 and 4. And when you're in the proximity of your bench and you have control of the jam, why not call it off and just swing right over? 103-51 is the scoreboard reading inside of 5 minutes to go. On the jam line, Lost in Your Thighs for Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Taking on Sweet Cyanide, number 4 in your program. As stated earlier, we got 5-on-5 action, which is exciting. I like to watch all the people participate at once. Here goes Sweet Cyanide on the outside. 1 blocker to beat. That'll get you lead jammer. Star in hand and already passed off. Your jam on record now, 329 triple axel rose for elevated roller derby. But not for long, because even from the turtle position on her back, Fiona Grapple taps and calls. Sorry, Sweet Cyanide. Why I do that every time, I don't know. It's first game, right, guys? I'll get better, I promise. Inside of 4 minutes to go. 1 minute, 7 seconds. 1 minute, 7 seconds? What am I saying? 3 minutes, 48 seconds. 107 to 51. Whistle blows. The skaters roll. Peach Clobber exploded to the outside. The jammer. Banff had a burst of speed, but then the wall caught up quickly, slowing down this progress. Banff able to solve for that. Here comes the offensive help for Peach Clobber. There's some room to the inside. Clobber through, taps and calls. 4 on the board, shut him out. That'll stretch to a 60-point lead coming up on 3 minutes to go, period number 1. 8 minutes ago, this was a 15-point game. And the tsunami tidal wave of scoring, I would have said Avalanche because it would be appropriate for Rocky Mountains, but this is Westerns, and I just do what I want because I'm all by myself. Whistle blow, skaters roll. Here we are with inside 3 minutes now. Pink Flamingo pushing to the apex. 1 and 2. Going to have lead jammer wrapped up quickly. Lots of balls. Looking for a potential pass opportunity. Kel's Inferno up front. Pretty far away from lots of balls. But did get the star picked up quickly. Nice sleight of hand, but it happened right in front of Pink Flamingo. So I'll give you the tappy tappies and we'll go on to the next jam. $115 to 51. We're at 2 minutes.
They're sitting in the box, and so I couldn't see their number either,
Meep Meep taking on Fiona Grapple. This time Meep Meep, new skates and all, lead jammer. Fiona flying. Meep Meep takes a peek over the shoulder. The pack starts to speed up. The gap is gone. Both skaters are engaged with the pack. Fiona's looking for 2. Meep Meep got 1. Fiona did get 2. So says Jammius Refius, wearing the black wrist cover. I just made that name up. That's not the Jam Ref's name. I just can't see who they are from the sea of bodies. So much love and respect to that Jam Ref, and I will acknowledge them when I see them. Whistle blows, skaters roll. Penalty box empty. 5-on-5 action, Sweet Cyanide on the jam line for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Elevated Roller Derby has lost in your thighs. Your lead jammer, Sweet Cyanide, lost in your thighs, is now lost in the apex of 3 and 4. Trying to find their way. Potential pass to Kel's Inferno, but that remains to be seen. Chai Kilski giving some business. Oive Maria down there slowing down the progress for the elevated jammer. Wow. Sweet Cyanide, 4 more on the board. There's Kel's Inferno with the star pass. That'll engage a quick call. Shutout shot on that one. And with 6 seconds on the clock, a quick timeout from Elevated. Is this going to be a timeout or an official review? Looks like Captain Kel's Inferno out there in a position to want to chit-chat with the striped folks. The very important officials. By the way, that was Milk and Cookies earlier, the Jam Ref, who I give mad props to. But yeah, we're officially reviewing now. We're going to see what this is all about in a moment. I'll take this time to let you all know that we will do MVP updates. So each one of these games is going to have an MVP blocker, an MVP jammer. We'll post the winners into the chats when we know them, so you folks in chat land won't be left out. We will announce it here in the house so that they can pick up their very lovely designed Besterns 2025 MVP. They look like, I guess I would call them an ornament made of wood, thinly sliced wood, kind of like a thick potato chip looking, but painted on with the official Jackalope logo. The Besterns 2025 on the back gives you an MVP jammer and MVP blocker. So after game one, we'll let you know who that is. We'll take a good look at some statistical information. We'll review the performances of skaters, include their penalty counts, maybe their point scoring, maybe their obvious blocking prowess. All of these things will come into a factor, and then we'll let you know who gets the game one MVP for jammer and blocker. The officials appear to have getting together and discussing whatever the review is going to be. We will give you an update as soon as we have one.
Did they already tell you? White team was looking for a forearm call on black 1-1 for impeding jammer number 9. It did not retain, and there was no consequence.
If you did not hear that, Elevated was looking for a forearm penalty call against the jammer. That penalty was not seen and was not called, and they will not retain that review. And so we had, during that explanation, a start of a jam and an end of a jam. And as you can see, we are now into intermission. So, with the score, Rocky Mountain Roller Derby in front, 121 to 52, our Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. We will see you back for the second period of game number 1, Besterns 2025. I am Captain Motorbutter, and I will talk to you later.
Oh, real quick, can I walk over there with you? Let me just get this information.
featuring in game number 1 with a 121-52 lead over Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Quite an exciting first period, if you ask this roller derby announcing guy. Up to the 11-minute mark, maybe 12-minute mark of period number 1. We were looking at a 15-point contest. And then Rocky Mountain just went on an onslaught of scoring, which brought us to the score that you have in front of you on your screen in Twitch land. Before we get rolling into period number 2, if you're not able to come down to the Roller Dome in Denver and you're really, really sad that you don't have access to the sweet jackalope merchandise that themes all over the Besterns 2025 experience, fear not, because you can jump onto bonfire.com, and if you just search Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, you will find the sweet jackalope merchandise that is so coveted from this spectacular weekend of roller derby. So make sure you really jump on over to bonfire.com and search Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Get yourself a cool tank, some sort of crop type covering item. I don't know, maybe a patch or a sticker. You don't have to go crazy. Just get something. We are 24 seconds away from kicking off the second period of game number 1. Again, in black, we have the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 Fight Club, the hosts of this exciting Besterns tournament. They are squaring up against Elevated Roller Derby. They are the All-Stars of Elevated Roller Derby. We have a bunch of exciting roller derby taking place all weekend long. Bay Area Derby's here. We got Sierra, Naughty Pines, Nuclear Free, Montana's up in this. I mean, we're talking nonstop roller derby from now until basically 5 p.m. on Sunday. So you've got plenty of opportunity to watch excellent roller derby action at Besterns 2025. I'll be in and out of your earlobes all weekend long, sometimes here in the venue, sometimes here in the Twitchverse. As always, when we have opportunities to bring these types of events to you via technology, we got to work through some of the technology to make sure it sounds great and looks great. Always looking for your feedback in the your kind and constructive feedback in the chat section of the Twitch channel. We'll take all evaluations and put them to darn good use. Thanks for being awesome and respectful to all of the volunteers that put on events like this, including myself, your tournament co-head announcer. I'm Captain Motorboater. Our other tournament head announcer is skating, wearing number 71 in black in game number 1. That's Chai Kilski. Be excited to have all of our other awesome announcers join us throughout the weekend. Juice will be here, Mortal Wombat on the mic. Abracadaver's going to be hanging out with us doing some production. Scara, Pippi, Panda, Lung, all of your favorite voices of roller derby here and abroad, assembling in one magical place called Denver, Colorado, where we have the Besters 2025 kicking off game number 1, period number 2. Pink Flamingo jamming for Rocky Mountain. Womp Womp, what do I say? Meep Meep jamming for Elevated. In control of the jam, your lead jammer is Meep Meep, number 80 in white. Brand new skates. Already told that story in the first period, but all the skaters out there know how wild it is to break in a new pair of skates. It's even more wild to break them in during a tournament. But Pink Flamingo creeping in on some point scoring, causing a call off by Meep Meep. 2 on the board for Elevated, 0 for Rocky Mountain, and we are underway. Now officially, points have been scored in period number 2 by a team. 5 seconds until the next whistle blows. Fiona Grapple towing the jam line against Lost in Your Thighs. Elevated roller derby. Looking to get control of back-to-back jams, and they're able to do so. Lost in Your Thighs lead jammer. Hat comes off, the helmet cover for Fiona Grapple off quickly. Right in the hands of number 76. Wait, wait a second. Tricked me with that one, Fiona. Thought you did a star pass, but you did not. You just put it back on your head and skated around. Forced a call off. Excellent job by Rocky Mountain to minimize the damage there. But a couple more points up on the board does shrink the lead a little bit, 127 to 58. Rocky Mountain still ahead. Sweet Cyanide on the jam line. Once again for Rocky Mountain. As the whistles blow, Elevated has number 10 jamming. That's Banff. Banff is lead jammer. No, Banff is not lead jammer, so they must have had no pass, no penalty. Go through there. Still able to score, though. Here comes Sweet Cyanide. Weaving through the apex, coming out of 1 and 2. Both skaters putting 4 on the board. Not even an apex through. Not enough time to catch up for Cyanide, so a quick call off and we'll take an equal 4-4. On to the next jam. So almost 3 in a row for Elevated to take jam control, but that no pass, no penalty situation didn't allow for that. Still on the plus side of scoring advantage for Elevated in this period. We'll see how that rolls as Peach Clobber toes the jam line for Rocky Mountain. Lots of balls jamming for Elevated. Very challenging wall to be skating against for lots of balls in this scenario. Unsurprising that there was plenty of room for Clobber to get through and get that lead position locked up for Rocky Mountain. Now Kel's Inferno with the star for Elevated. Still battling that same very challenging 3-wall. I don't know how, but Clobber able to keep skates on the track through the inside there. 4 points on the board for 5280 All-Stars. Kel's Inferno just locked at turn 2. There is no help in sight. There isn't enough offense because they can't stop Peach from scoring. Rocky Mountain has Kel's locked still into. There goes Clobber for 4 more. Should be 12 points on this jam, if my math is correct. It may or may not be. I don't know. It's 8 for sure. Kel's Inferno, still in the backstretch, middle of the backstretch. Wasn't able to get more than 30 feet in the last minute. Even with the star pass, didn't get an initial executed for Elevated. We got an official timeout. I did see a high block assessed to another blocker from Elevated right there at the end of the jam, so I think them things will be sorted out here. It's like one of our NSOs conferring with the SOs. That's non-skating and skating officials for those unaware with my acronymity. Is that a word? Acronymity? I just made that up. Maybe, who knows? If anyone has access to a Webster's Dictionary thesaurus, take a peek for me. Let me know. In the meantime, it is 1:43 to 62, 25 minutes, 19 seconds to go in period number 2. It'll be a major pack advantage when we get to the next jam. Should be jam number 6. Again, a quick report. We got some things we need to get squared away from a track position and a NSO position. We've got just some official things to get squared away. It gives us time to talk about what we got coming up for the rest of the day. TVRD takes on a Bay Area up next at 4 p.m. You're going to hear the soothing voice of Chai Kilski, number 71 for Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, as well as Mortal Wombat, affectionately known as Morty. I'm going to slide on over to the house and talk to those folks about roller derby, so you'll not get to hear me anymore on the stream today. I'm sad for all of you for that, but you'll have plenty of opportunities tomorrow, especially at the 7 o'clock game on Saturday night. Yours truly, with my main man Juice, we're going to be announcing the Montana versus Bay Area Derby contest. That'll be a good time. It will be had by all. It looks like we officially are going to get back to roller derby at the next whistle. Again, major pack advantage for Rocky Mountain. And Pink Flamingo just explodes right off the line, completely unimpeded. Meep Meep trying to solve all of these block shots. Finally gets chipped off the track by 00, who I don't have on my list of human beings. That's a 99. It just looks like 00 because the bottoms are done. That was Make You Pay, who did make Meep Meep pay quite a price. So now Meep's looking for a star pass, but there's no pivot in sight. Trying to figure out how to get this into the hands of Doom to Doom, while Pink Flamingo is just racking up points, like 12 total on that jam. 159 to 62. We're knocking on the threshold of a 100-point lead for Rocky Mountain. Now, I always like to say this when a score starts to stretch a little bit, a lead starts to look like it's getting a lot of momentum, and it could be viewed upon as potentially piling on. In roller derby, it is very, very important to score the most amount of points that you can against your opponent, as those point spreads are factored into your rankings as an organization and as a team. So it is always condoned to smash on as many points as humanly possible against your opponent, as that affects your rankings down the future. Everyone gets that and understands it. So if you're not used to seeing that in Derby, don't be alarmed. In the meantime, a 100-point lead can evaporate in mere minutes. If you recall, in the last game, we saw a 15-point lead explode to a 65-point lead in about 5 minutes. So as long as there's time on the clock, there's an opportunity for LV to get back into this. They've got control of this lead jammer situation right now. Now it's point scoring time. Yeah, it was a penalty on Fiona Grapple, so Fiona with star in hand. Still looking for the initial pass. Nice job lockdown up front coming in the back stretch, but Fiona just wiggles through all four of those elevated blockers. Austrian Thigh is doing a lot of skating off track right now, which means that they're having trouble staying on track. Continuing in a recycle position. Unsurprisingly, Oive Maria at the spearhead of that recycle. Oive very excellent at knocking jammers off of tracks and making them skate backwards. We are 5-on-5 Derby fans. Bayoff towing the jam line for elevated. Number 4 in your program is Sweet Cyanide jamming for Rocky Mountain. Bayoff room on the outside. Quick lateral toe stop steps, and you have a lead jammer. Nice push, helping Sweet Cyanide get some momentum about a half a track away from Banff. Banff shouting instructions to fellow teammates to get a pack in a position for scoring quickly. Both NASCAR weaving through the apex of turns 3 and 4. You got your 4 on the board for Elevated. 187 forearm in the box goes doom to doom. Slight pack advantage now for Elevated Roller Derby. Rocky Mountain, another 4 on the board. Sweet Cyanide back engaged with the pack. Swings outside, nice fake. That'll get you another 4. We're dropping that total to 8 now for Cyanide. Oh, Rocky Mountain taking out Rocky Mountain on the back stretch. That allowed for a quick 4 there by Banff. That tallies us up to 169 to 73. 20 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Period number 2. Jam number, let's call it 7 in the books. So number 8 on tap is going to feature on the jam line the skater always known as Peach Clobber. Taking on in white, 2-1-2, that's lots of balls. 2-1-2 versus 22. There's a lot going on in that skater number head-to-head there. Peach Clobber, lead jammer. One scoring pass will make this a 100-point lead for Rocky Mountain, but not interested in having that. Tsunami said you can get off the track and recycle behind me. This time, Clobber able to find that space on the inside. 4 on the board, taps the hips, calls the jam. While that was going on, there was a quick star pass, but that became inconsequential as the jam was called in such a time that does get us to the century mark. 173 to 73. 5280 Fight Club over the Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. 19 minutes, 30 seconds to go in period number 2. Full complement of skaters on the track once again. 80 wheels, 5-on-5 action. Pink Flame and Go, your jammer on record for the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 All-Stars. Taking on Meep Meep, Elevated Roller Derby. Seems to be some room, just enough room for Pink Flamingo to use that long stride to get through and pick up lead jammer. Oh! Crushing blow. I want to know who delivered that. That was 707. 9707, that's badass. Just crushed right into Meep Meep. Meep Meep takes the helmet cover off and looking for somebody to get possession of it because didn't want any more of those kind of hits, I'm assuming. 4 points on the board once again, and here comes a scoring opportunity. Pink Flamingo pinballing off of each blocker, making sure she says hi to everybody before registering a point for each person they pass. That'll do 4 more on the board for Rocky Mountain. Tough offensive jam for Elevated. Unable to get anything on the board while Pink Flamingo threw up a 12 spot. That'll achieve a timeout. Pretty solid decision there by the coaching staff and the bench for Elevated. Got to slow down this momentum from Rocky Mountain. Find out what is going on and what you can do to get back on track and get points on the board. While we have this time to they figure out what they want to do, we'll talk about our penalty box sponsors. That's the J&K Roofing Penalty Box. You can score big with J&K Roofing. Colorado's pros in roofing, siding, solar, and windows, helping you stay strong, safe, ready, and pretty much prepared for whatever nature throws at you. They get built like a solid derby defense. You can count on J&K Roofing for protection that holds up under pressure and a service that will never miss a beat. Remember, winter's coming, and are your windows ready? Don't get sidelined by drafts and high energy bills. J&K Roofing can help you gear up for the winter with expert window upgrades that'll keep your home warm and efficient. Check out J&K Roofing. They are the penalty box sponsors for the 2025 Westerns. The timeout is over. The officials are now conferring, getting a couple other last-minute details squared away out of the timeout before we get back to roller derby action. Again, 185-73, 18 minutes to go, period number 2. I remain Captain Motorboater at Westerns 2025. We're in game number 1. We've got 2 more games today. Again, Bay Area is taking on TVRD. And then we have special contenders versus Sierra at 7 o'clock. That'll be fun and exciting for all, I promise. Make sure you're tuning in all weekend on this Twitch stream. We are coming at it live from Denver, Colorado at the Roller Dome. If you haven't been to the world-famous Roller Dome, you need to make it out. Tickets on sale. You can get them online, or you can get them here at the door. No pets this weekend. If you were thinking about bringing your dog, this is a pet-free tournament. We're pet, like animal pets. If you like have a human, or an alien. I don't know about alien pets, like non-terrestrial. I think that would be okay. We'll make an exception if you can bring a terrestrial, like non-human pet. I also don't know if bugs count. If you have a pet tarantula.
Yep.
All right, looks like we are ready to get back to action in period number 2. All right, I'm just being informed that Elevated Roller Derby captain serving a penalty for a bench penalty of having too many bench staff. Should be limited to 4, I believe. And Elevated apparently has exceeded that level of attention and coaching. And that cost him 30 seconds in the box for a blocker. Slight peck advantage for Rocky Mountain. The 5280 Fight Club already with a healthy lead. Could take advantage of this slight misstep. But we have more officials conferring about official things again. While we figure out what they're going to come to the conclusion of, we want you to make sure that you check out all of the great merch that's available. There's incredible merch just for the tournament. The Jackalope logo and theme for Westerns 2025 is outstanding. But there's also team merchandise, and you can find all of it at bonfire.com. If you come down to the Roller Dome to watch any of the festivities, all the teams will have their merch available as well. So you can get some of that here on site. Skate Rats is here as always. Just heard the whistle that tells us that roller derby is going to happen in 5 seconds. So I'm going to commit that is going to happen. Fiona Grapple jamming for Rocky Mountain, squaring off against Lost in Your Thighs, jamming for Elevated. Your lead jammer, Fiona Grapple. Plenty of room on the inside for Lost in Your Thighs. Get that initial pass done. Fiona already through for 4. In control of the jam, taps and calls. We're inside of 17 minutes and 30 seconds, maybe about 20 now. We'll kick this jam off at 17, maybe on the dot. 189 to 73, the 5280 Fight Club, comfortably ahead of the Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Banff in white, number 10 for Elevated jamming and in control of the jam. Lead jammer, in fact, but hot on the heels, number 4. That is Sweet Cyanide for Rocky Mountain. Cyanide trying to track down Banff. Banff takes in a peek, seeing how close Cyanide is, seeing when to call off this jam, potentially. Cy just blew right past every blocker that was on the track and now in front of Banff, not as lead. Banff just gets knocked off track by Make You Pay. Smashing success. That forced that call off. Cy, 4 points on the jam. Or was it 8? Can't tell from here. That's okay. We'll just wait for the total to jack up. 193. That's 193 points to 77. Rocky Mountain over Elevated Roller Derby. Penalty box is empty, 5-on-5. Always exciting when everyone gets to play. Peach Clobber taking on Lots of Balls. Peach Clobber in black, lots of balls in white. Lots of skaters all over the track. They're all stocked up at what you used to know as the pivot line. Some good waterfalling amoeba-style blocking, keeping both jammers at bay. Both jammers practicing a lot near the edges, which means they're doing a lot of recycling. Oop, we have a track cut penalty on Lots of Balls. That'll mean power jam for the lead jammer, also known as Peach Clobber. But I think Clobber was a little gassed trying to get out. Why not tap and call? And get a power start with a fresh set of legs, and those legs belonging to Pink Flamingo. They might be the longest legs on the track at the moment. Come in very, very handy as an aerial performer that Pink Flamingo is. Apex jumper extraordinaire. So sweet hops and a great stretch. Gets to parts of the track that others can't. There's a quick step over right through the inside of Doom to Doom. And there is your lead jammer. Locked up, power jam style. Pink Flamingo and a Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Lots of room on the outside. Trying to cut back on the angle to the inside, but ran into 2 blockers from Elevated. That's stretching out. All of the pack is bridged out, and Pink Flamingo, another 4 on the board. Returning to the track after serving 30 seconds in the box. Lots of balls now engaged with the back of the pack coming into turn 1. While coming out of turn 2, it's Pink Flamingo, a 2-wall brace that is going to slowly turn into a 1-on-1 block that is now passed, surveilled, and scored. 4 points. The 200 mark has been achieved for Rocky Mountain. Star pass. Triple axel rose. Now the jammer on record for Elevated Roller Derby. Pink Flamingo says, that's enough of this. We'll tap these hips, call this jam. Huge jam for Pink Flamingo and the Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 Fight Club. Bringing our total score at the moment, 205 points to 77. 13 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Official review initiated by Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. We'll get a report on that. I want to shout out Joe Show Promotions for all the merch needs: koozies, stickers, water bottles, keychains, patches, socks, anything you need printed or a logo on a brand. Joe Mama, retired skater from LA Derby Dolls 2006 to 2010. Started an amazing business in 2007 selling incredible merch and grew it from there. Now, several sponsored tournaments and leagues throughout the years. J Show Promotions has all the merch needs. Shout out to Microcosm Publishing and Distributing. They offer readers tools for self-empowerment. Based in Portland, Oregon, they aim to reflect We aim to reflect our readers' experiences of marginalization, remove barriers to success, and foster underground movements and have the most fun. Microcosm Publishing. I want to thank Monkey Lube. Monkey Lube is the go-to for cleaning and lubricating all of your bearings all in one step. So visit Monkey Lube at MONKEYLOOB.com. This one's close to my heart because it's awesome. The Punk Rock Museum in Las Vegas invites lifelong fans and curious looky-loos of all ages to experience a hands-on and uniquely punk rock experience. Go see the Punk Rock Museum.
Rocky was looking for a incomplete star pass from the White Jammer. However, they determined that the star pass was complete. They did remain in bounds. They did not retain.
Rocky Mountain challenging a legal star pass. During the last jam, it was determined that the pass was not only completed correctly, but also very legal. They would not retain that official review. .205 to 77, 13 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Period number 2. Rocky Mountain. Elevated. Roller derby. Here we go. Penalty box is clear. Once again, we have all 10 skaters on the track. 5-on-5 is the action. Fiona Grapple. One skater to beat. Lead jammer. Meep Meep on the back at the pivot line. For those of you who don't even know what a pivot line is, it's just a line up here that pivots used to hang out with. No, I'm just kidding. Whole different rule set back in those days. Now it's just a line. That right there is 4 points on the board. Fiona Grapple doing well. Chai Kioski just yeeted Meep Meep off the track. Quick recycle back to turn 1. There goes Fiona Grapple for 4 points for Rocky Mountain. Meep Meep desperately trying to get that star out of their hand. Handing it quickly off to number 13. That's Horticia Adams. Jammer on record now for Elevated. Quick tap on the hips, and Fiona Grapple calls off the jam. Shut out. Score for Elevated, so 215 to 77. What are we looking at? 12 minutes and some change left in period number 2. Remember, we got Bay Area versus TVRD coming up next at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Penalty box is clear. Again, we are 10 skaters on the track, 5-on-5. There goes Sweet Cyanide, lead jammer for Rocky Mountain. Multiplayer block handed out to Violet Assaults for Rocky Mountain. Slight pack advantage now for Elevated. On the inside, swinging around turn 2, that was Sweet Cyanide. 4 points on the board for Rocky. Lost in Your Thighs trying to break that wall out of turn 2. Able to accomplish that. Initial pass complete for Elevated. That'll indeed have an impact on the call-off. We now have another shutout by Rocky Mountain on that jam. Inflates the score to 23 to 77. We're inside of 11 minutes. We have one blocker still in the box. Violet Assaults did get the multiplayer finishing out the last few seconds, so a slight pack advantage now for Elevated. Banff tried to sneak into the inside, but was chipped off into the abyss where the referees like to skate around. Peach Clobber finding room right through the apex, coming out of 2 is lead jammer. Banff almost chipped off the track, able to stay on and keep rolling. Nice duck under by Clobber with a quick tap and call. Banff was coming in hot. Quick moving pack. Takes a little while to reset as we come and go off of the benches. Shout out to the referees. I've said it more than once, but the penalty box is clear. Shout out to the skaters for skating clean. And shout out to the skating officials for calling a spectacular game. Setting the tone. Coming out of the box, doing great all across the board here in game number 1. Pink Flamingo down onto 2 knees, regains feet. And then also picked up the penalty on that. Power jam time now for Elevated. And there goes lots of balls. Lead jammer and on a power jam while Pink Flamingo enjoy some time in the penalty box to reevaluate their approach to the game. Nice toe walk to the outside, trying to walk around these blockers, but lots of balls got redirected and now back into the mush pot. Pink Flamingo standing waiting to come out of the box. 3-wall already braced in position, ready for the entrance from Flamingo. Elevated, ready to absorb. Pink back in. Now Pink Flamingo just smashing through would-be blockers to get that initial pass completed for Rocky. Lost near thighs. Gets the hips tapped and the jam called off before any points put on the board by Rocky Mountain. So we are locked at 224 to 81. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the period. Slight advantage on the pack count for Rocky Mountain on this jam. This also happens to be the wall of death, as I am going to officially call it for this weekend. There goes Fiona Grapple. I'm going to do a quick check on Fiona's point total, but there's no doubt in my mind that Fiona is leading the point scoring for the day. Unless, well, maybe not. Maybe Pink they did have a couple of 12s, so we'll get those totals and let you know who's putting up the monster scoring on this game. Oeve Maria is just trapping the pivot for Elevated, number 187 in your program. Just no interest in allowing for a star pass. Fiona went airborne, decided to go rewind all the way back because they did not stick that landing. We're stretching this jam out. 40 seconds left in the jam. The action is mighty. The productivity is minimal, but the action is mighty. There goes some points on the board for Rocky Mountain at the end. Fiona getting 4 more and then tapping, calling it off with just a few seconds left in the jam. 232 to 81. No blockers in the penalty box, no jammers in the penalty box. That means everybody's out here having a good time. Sweet cyanide on the jam line for Rocky Mountain. Elevated roller derby has lost in your thighs. Lead jammer, Sweet Cyanide. Lost in your thighs, one skater to beat. Great angle taken out by Make You Pay. But able to solve the positioning was lost in your thighs. That pass is done. Sweet Cyanide gets the hips tapped and the jam called off before any damage done. 0 points on that pass for Elevated. A nice increase for 3 points. 235 to 81. The clock is ticking away. There are 5 minutes left in period number 2. This is game number 1, Derby fans. I remain Captain Motorboater. Alongside Chai Kilski, who will be on next. We are your co-tournament head announcers, and we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you guys have a wonderful time. We have a fantastic team of people that will be on the microphone all weekend long. Right now, Banff is the lead jammer for Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. Peach Clobber just smashed right into Banff, and that is not going to go unnoticed. So Clobber in the box, power jam for Elevated, and the jam ends all right now. So there'll be a slight pack advantage, or actually a major pack advantage to start at the whistle. 4 against 2 blockers in the advantage for Rocky Mountain. However, they have no jammer. So it will be a power jam. We got whistles. We have officials making official timeout hand gestures. So we're going to see what the conversation is about. In the meantime, while we're getting that sorted, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you about more of our awesome sponsors and folks that are helping us put on Besterns 2025. Like Rude Chicks Roller Derby and apparel and accessories. All skate, no hate since 2008. Check out Rude Chicks. And, of course, Rydell Skates. You all know about Rydell Skates. They've been crafting roller skates for over 70 years. And whether you're a pro or a beginner, Rydell Skates have the skates for you. And we are ready to get back to action. Whistle blows and skaters roll. We got lots of balls jamming for Elevated on the power jam, but again, 4-2 blocking situation. Hard to solve. And now a little help coming back off of the bench. Getting both of their blockers back, and now we are equal. 4-on-4 of the blockers. Peach Clobber leaving the penalty box as well. So power jam now over. We don't have a lead jammer yet, as Elevated was unable to capture control of this jam with the power start. So an opportunity to steal control by Peach Clobber, but Clobber having just as much trouble getting through the blocking of Elevated, as lots of balls currently is. Peach Clobber gets lead jammer, and then skate comes completely untied and can't go anywhere and has to call off. Womp, womp. Sad trombone. Cue the band. Dun, dun, dun. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. It's time to recap what's going on here. There's 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this entire contest. It's 235 to 85. Those of you that are really good at math will probably tell me what that point spread is, but to me it seems like quite a bit. Some might say like 150 points. I don't know. What I do know is that there are exactly 10 skaters competing on the track at this time. 5 are wearing black, and they are with Rocky Mountain Roller Derby 5280 All-Stars. 5 of them are wearing white, and they are with Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. And right now, Pink Flamingo is the lead jammer of this jam. High block for Meep Meep. The question is, did that high block happen when Meep Meep was the jammer? And it seems that is so. So this is a power jam for Rocky Mountain. So high block happened while trying to do a star pass. That means the star pass was not legal. That means Meep Meep goes in the box for being a player who committed a penalty while they were holding on to the star. And that means power jam. There's 8 on the board already. We've extended to 12 now for Pink, and this pass will be 16 Here comes Meet Me back on the track. Going to probably attempt another star pass at this point. Looks like this time it was successful for Tisha Adams. Jamming on record now for Elevated. 20-point jam by Pink Flamingo on this power jam. This game was already decided a while ago, but if it wasn't, this would be what we would call a nail in the coffin. But this is more like the bulldozer pushing the dirt into the grave at this point. Again, we're not going to get worried about point spreads being negative or offensive, because these point spreads are very, very important to the rankings and where these teams exist in the world. So Rocky Mountain is going to continue to put as many points on the board as they possibly can, and everyone here understands it. No one's mad at each other for it. Very nice, clean game done by everybody. It seems like there are a few seconds left on the on the game clock. As we got a quick timeout there. Official review is what I've been told, and I've been told that by officials, so I'm going to believe them. So an official review with 5 seconds left to see what that's all about. If you do come into the Roller Dome this weekend, today you will find a food truck outside, and that food truck is actually a pizza trailer by our good friends at Mischief Pizza. They make fresh, artisan, Neapolitan-style sourdough pizza. I saw the menu, and it looks spectacular. So if you're coming down today, don't eat before you get here. Just come here and get pizza. Then, Saturday and Sunday, the Wandering Potato food truck is going to be here. Live your best baked life. Get a potato. If you love hot sauce, they have some hot sauce that is for sale that they make of their own very special recipe. And they have a heck of a lot of different options for their delicious potatoes. So Saturday or Sunday, you could probably have a delicious potato of your own if you just come on down to the Roller Dome and kick it with us at Best Turns 2025. We are just about to wrap up game number 1 of this entire weekend. The host team, the Roller Derby outfit known as Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, the 5280 Fight Club, they are hosting this entire fantastic Best Turns tournament, and they are in the lead over Elevated Roller Derby All-Stars. 263 to 85. 5 seconds left. A 200-point victory might be in the realm of possibility for Rocky Mountain, so they could be hoping to reach that plateau with these last 5 seconds on the clock. Remember, just because the game clock runs out does not mean the jam is over. The jam is over when the jam is over, whether someone calls it off or we use the full 2 minutes. And when that jam ends and there is no time left on the game clock, that's when the game is over. But we are in an official review right now. We'll get a report back right now from our good officiating friends.
Elevated Roller Derby was looking for an illegal exit or an illegal procedure call on 1-1 as an additional penalty. They decided that that was not necessary or not warranted, and so they did not retain.
Elevated Roller Derby was looking for a illegal track exit by Oive Marie on a penalty, hoping for an additional penalty to be added to the one that Oive had collected there at the end, but it was deemed that everything was done legally and to the letter of said rules. And here they have lost that official review. They will not retain. Good time to use it, though. End of the game. Why not? Any advantage you can get. What I can tell you, though, is lead jammer lost in your thighs for Elevated Roller Derby for what will most likely be the last jam of the game. Oive comes out of the box and gets the star pass. Now the jammer on record for Rocky Mountain. Tapping the hips before any points can get scored is lost in your thighs. That is going to conclude the time left on the clock for this game. And with an official score, as soon as they switch that over, I'll tell you it's going to be 263 to 89, Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, winning game number 1 in the 2025 Westerns Roller Derby Tournament. Our MVP jammer is going to go to Pink Flamingo. And our MVP blocker going to number 187, Doom D Doom.
Nope, you're fine.
I am Captain Motorboater. I'll be back tomorrow for the Sweet Years. Your next announcer, team of Chai Kilski and Mortal Wombat, will be bringing you game number 2, Bay Area versus TVRD. And again, thank you for hanging out. We'll see you in just a few minutes. I remain Captain Motorboater, 2025 Westerns.